Hello, everybody. It's just Colin here. So I think I've decided that I'm going to use this channel primarily for news, politics, things of that nature that just spark my interest that I would like to argue about. Um, Another thing about me is I really love to argue. I would love to be a lawyer one day. So, um, yeah, that's what this channel is going to be primarily about. So today I think I'm going to talk about colleges and acceptance rates and things of that nature and why they're so horrible. So to start it off, I guess, I was doing some research the other day and I noticed that some colleges have acceptance rates as low as 7%. I think there was one college with an acceptance rate of 4%. But Harvard was 7%, Duke was 14%, and you have all of these higher education institutes where it's so hard to get into them. And in an economy like this, as we have today, that is just so horrible, and where we barely have jobs for people who do. Sorry about that. For people who do have college education, it's disheartening to see that colleges won't accept kids into their schools and allow them the opportunity for education, for higher education. So you have these kids that are going into horrible colleges, like community colleges, and I'm not saying that all community colleges are bad, but you certainly won't be able to get a very good, high-paying job with a degree from a community college, or at least you wouldn't be able to get as good of a job as if you came from, let's say, Harvard, or came from Duke, or all these other Princeton, Yale, all these other schools. You wouldn't be able to get as good of a job, a high-paying job, due to that lack of education. So what I don't understand, and people out there, YouTubers, can maybe help me on this one, is why, if a student is willing to pay for college, if they're willing to pay the tuition, the fees, everything to go to your college, why would you deny them? Why would you reject their acceptance? Why would you reject them? And to me, it just doesn't seem logical. If you're having kids that are willing to learn, willing to go to these schools, and I'm not talking about Harvard, but I mean colleges in general, that reject kids that are willing to pay. I mean, because I understand Harvard is quite a prestigious school, from what I hear, just main hearsay, so I'm not sure, I haven't done my research there. But it seems like a lot of colleges don't accept kids and never say why. And that's always the thing that gets me. And you have all these kids that are applying and being rejected, and this and that, and they never benefit from these rejections. They never learn or gain from these experiences. And something my dad taught me when I was young was to learn from your mistakes. And colleges aren't letting you do that, really. Whatever your mistake was, you can't learn from it. You can't better yourself. You can't do anything to make that better. And it could just be simply admittance rates are too high. But I mean, I feel like it would be beneficial to college students if the colleges would let them know why they weren't accepted. And it doesn't seem like colleges give everybody a fair shake, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with politics. And by politics, I mean parents who pay for stuff for the school and their kids get in, or and just things like that, legacies, of course. And that's really concerning to me because I'm going into I'm in my junior year in high school, and I'm gonna have to start applying for colleges, and I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I really, really want to go to KU. That's where my dad went, uncle went. Both my uncles actually went there, and it's a good school. I've done my research. 92% acceptance rate. That's awesome. But what if I'm that 8%? What if I don't get accepted? Where am I now? And I feel like a lot of kids nowadays are sort of in that situation. And like I'm working at Chick-fil-A right now, and I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. That's not where I want to be. I want to be moving up in society. I want to be a functioning member of this society, and I don't know. And I want other kids in my generation who are the future. We are the future, and you guys aren't letting us get that. I mean, you're letting a few of us attain that goal, but God, there are so many kids that don't get accepted, and that are just sort of out there and left and don't know what to do. And those are the kids that you see who are working at Chick-fil-A when they're 30. And those are the kids you see who are trying to pay off loans and credit cards and that are ruining this economy, that are overextending themselves. And because of that lack of education, I mean, it all comes back to education. And I live in Texas, and yay for Rick Perry, who loves education. And I will be devastated if I don't get accepted into a decent college, because I feel like I'm smart enough. I might not be. I could be dumbest person alive for all I know. But I mean, I feel like I'm smart enough, and if I don't get accepted, I don't know what my family would do, because my mom is in a rut, and she's luckily she was smart enough not to overextend herself and do that kind of stuff, but still she's working off of $20,000 a year, maybe more, depending on coaching and all that kind of stuff. But she's a teacher, and she got laid off last year. And so now she's a secretary for a school, and does athletic stuff. She coaches, she gets money here and there, tutors, but I mean, I'm forced to work. I forced to pay for gas. I have to drive my brother to school every morning, and my grandparents are helping my family out a lot. But if I don't get a decent paying job, I don't know what will happen to them, and I don't want to think what will happen to them, because if I can't support for them and they go down and something bad happens, and I can't support for them, it will be the worst feeling in the world, knowing that I could have done something better if I had been accepted to colleges, to a college, a good college, I guess. And wanting to be a lawyer, I mean, that's, yet again, I mean, it would be awesome, stellar if I could go to Harvard Law. But the chances of me doing that are slim to none, and I could have all the drive in the world and still my chances would be slim to none. And I could be the smartest kid, all A students, Victorian, all that kind of stuff, and still not even make it into Harvard Law. And I just feel like that's a little bit unfair to our generation. Not for Harvard Law, but I mean, that's just an example. You have colleges that have acceptance rates of 50% and 60% and 40%. And UT, I think, has an acceptance rate of 60%. So that means 40% are being rejected. Don't quote me on that. I heard that from somebody else. So, let's just say it does. And where are those 40% going? What are those 40% doing now that did not get accepted? I mean, where are they now if they didn't get accepted into another college? Those are the people you see working day in and day out, just busting it, just trying to make ends meet, and they can't. And it's sad that there are people like that, and that there are people that are put through that kind of stuff, and then they are trying to pay off college while they're working. And I respect those people a lot, because they're working for it. They're not just trying to ride on a government loan or overextend credit or do any of that kind of stuff, but they are working every single day. There's a girl at Chick-fil-A that I work with that is studying to be a nurse, I believe, and she's in there almost every single day of the week and working from 12 to close, which is 11, or 3 to 11, or whatever she's working every day, and just busting it just to try to make it. And I have respect for that. But the people who think they can go out there and just get a government loan, screw those people. They don't deserve it. They don't. I mean, sure, like there are a few people that, I mean, deserve it. But I mean, the people that just think, oh, I got this. I can just get a government loan. I'll pay it back. I'll pay back my student loans. Don't know anything about credit. Don't know anything about banks, financial institutions, credit unions, nothing, and yet think that they can go out there and get something from nothing and be like, oh, well, I have money, I'll be able to pay this back later. I know I'm sort of ranting here, but I guess my main point is that college acceptance rates are scary for me. I don't want to be part of that percent that doesn't get accepted. I don't want to be part of that group of outcasts and misfits that go to their graduation dinner and graduation, and when they're announcing where everybody's going, oh, this guy doesn't know where he's going, or he didn't get accepted anywhere. I don't want to be that kid. So, I mean, I hope you guys can sort of see where I'm coming from. Me being a junior in high school, and hopefully some other juniors out there will see this, maybe open their eyes up a little bit. Don't go for student loans automatically. See what you can do. That's the way to go. Save your money, because those student loans will come back to bite you in the long run. So, yeah, that's been my time today. So I'll see you guys in my next video.